This is the most romantic love movie I have ever seen and also the saddest movie in my heart. The male and female leads in the film have almost no scenes together, yet they portray a unique love story across time and space. If you have lost all hope in love, take a moment to watch this. After a heartbreak, the girl prepares to move away from the seaside. Before leaving, she places a letter in the mailbox, asking the next tenant to forward any letters sent by her friends. Unexpectedly, the person who receives the letter is the first tenant of the house from 1997. The boy thinks it's a prank and casually tosses the letter onto the table. That day, the boy accidentally kicks over a bucket of paint. His dog happens to walk through the spilled paint, leaving black paw prints everywhere. Suddenly, the boy remembers the previous owner, surnamed Lee, mentioning these paw prints, which only deepens his confusion. To clarify things, he decides to write back, emphasizing in his signature that it's currently 1997 and he is the first tenant of the house. The girl, upon receiving the reply, is equally perplexed and believes it to be a hoax. She writes back immediately, telling the boy that it's clearly 1999 and that such a prank is not funny. She warns him not to mess with her mail. The boy, utterly puzzled, doesn't know how to explain. One day, it starts snowing heavily outside. The girl recalls a similar heavy snowstorm in 1998, which was accompanied by a flu outbreak. She writes to warn the boy to take precautions against catching a cold. To his astonishment, the boy looks outside to see the snow falling and finds himself catching a cold as the girl predicted. Feeling incredulous, the boy decides to visit the girl's address, only to find the building still under construction. Returning home, he researches and becomes increasingly convinced of the girl's existence. He writes to the girl, suggesting they might be two people living in parallel timelines. To test the boy's theory, the girl removes her hairband, carefully places it in the mailbox, and leaves. Soon after, the boy receives the hairband, confirming that they indeed come from two different timelines connected by the mailbox. From then on, they begin writing to each other more frequently. The boy teaches the girl how to make Italian pasta while the girl shares her heartbreak with him. They interact across their separate timelines, healing each other's wounds. They even start looking forward to each other's letters. The boy grows increasingly curious about the girl. One day, the girl remembers losing a tape recorder at a subway station in 1998. She writes to the boy asking him to retrieve it and, if lucky, perhaps even meet her from 2 years ago. The boy rushes to the subway station but arrives too late, only catching a glimpse of the girl as she boards the train. Curious, the boy listens to the tape recorder and smiles softly, as if hearing the girl's confession. He sends the recorder back to her, leaving a message inside. To thank the boy for finding the recorder, the girl sends him a small fish and earmuffs. Looking at the gifts, the boy smiles blissfully. But good times never last. Soon after, the boy's father passes away from illness, leaving him in deep sorrow. At this low point, he receives a letter from the girl, who comforts him, saying that life is full of uncertainties we cannot control, and encouraging him to face life bravely. At that moment, the boy longs to meet the girl. He goes to the subway station she frequents, sitting quietly beside her and wearing the earmuffs she sent. He coughs deliberately to catch her attention, but to the girl, he is just a stranger. The boy chases after the girl as she boards the train, trying to explain himself. Amused by the sight of the boy wearing earmuffs, she laughs and he laughs back awkwardly, like a bashful teenager in love. As their bond deepens, they go on a date across time and space. They visit an amusement park, ride a roller coaster, run wildly down empty streets, and even share the same bottle of wine in a cafe. Though separated by time, they do the same things in the same places, feeling as if the other is right by their side. One night, as they walk along the same seaside in their respective timelines, they lament how wonderful it would be to have each other by their side. But reality makes it impossible. Over time, their desire to meet grows stronger. One day, the girl receives a letter from the boy saying he wants to see her. Encouraged, she makes a bold decision to write back, asking the boy to meet her at the seaside in 2000. The boy, overjoyed, feels like a child. For the girl, it's just next week, but the boy has to wait 2 long years. The appointed day arrives. The girl rides her bike to the seaside, full of excitement, but waits until sunset, and the boy never shows up. Disappointed, the girl assumes the boy forgot about the meeting. Neither knows what went wrong or why the boy didn't come. Soon after, the girl learns that her ex-boyfriend is engaged. She realizes she still can't let go of him. Heartbroken, she writes to the boy asking for his help to stop her ex from leaving the country, believing this might save their relationship. Reading her letter, the boy feels both heartache and pain. He has already fallen deeply in love with this kind-hearted girl. Helping her would mean giving her up to someone else. Unable to suppress his longing, the boy goes to the subway station again, hoping to see her. The girl appears, smiling warmly as she walks toward him. Excited, the boy stands to greet her, but she brushes past him, sitting next to her boyfriend instead. Crushed, the boy decides to leave but looks back one last time. As the girl prepares to board the train with her boyfriend, the boy approaches her. Their eyes meet, his gaze filled with affection, but hers remains indifferent, breaking his heart. Determined to let her go, the boy writes back, saying he will do everything he can to help her and wishes her happiness. He goes to the location she mentioned, watching as she bids farewell to her boyfriend. The girl accidentally sees the boy outside the window and her wine glass shatters to the ground. A car suddenly crashes into the boy, and in his final moments, he reaches out to her longingly. The girl, not understanding who the stranger is or why he gazes at her with such emotion, sheds tears unknowingly. Later, when she realizes the truth, she is filled with regret. She hurriedly writes to the boy, begging him not to help her stop her ex and admitting she has fallen in love with him. But it's too late. Devastated, she collapses in front of the mailbox, praying he will receive her letter. Suddenly, it's 1999 again, and the girl is moving out of the seaside house after her breakup. As she walks out with her luggage, the boy appears in front of her and says, "Do you know? I'm the one you've been looking for."